Right, so good morning everybody. I'd love to introduce you to my colleague Charley Taylor. Charley is the registered manager at Right at Home. Morning, Charley.
Morning.
Now, Charley, I know you've been in healthcare or caring for a long time. How did you get into what you do now?
I started as a caregiver myself. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I left school, to be perfectly quite honest.
No.
And it was something that intrigued me. And I actually started in residential nursing homes to start off with, and kind of got the feel for the role of being a caregiver. And then I wanted a little bit more, so I done like the recruitment side, and then became a trainer to train the caregivers. And I mean, my background's obviously been a lot involved in recruitment and training, and which I absolutely love doing. You know, it's an enjoyable role, and it's an achievement that I've done for myself, as well as, you know, training everybody else that can be, you know, a good caregiver in the field.
Yeah.
But I wanted a little bit more, and I saw Right at Home were looking for a position, and I was headhunted through a care agency that got in touch with me, and I went through a rigorous amount of different interviews with the director of Right at Home here in Letchworth, the head office at Right at Home in Liverpool, and I was really intrigued at, you know, what they could give to be a registered manager. And I was up against other people, and, you know, I wasn't too sure, with not having the experience, not having the level 5 qualification for registered manager, whether it would be something that, you know, I could have a chance at. But I was given the chance, and Kurt, who is the director at Right at Home here in Letchworth, Stevenage and Hitchin, gave me the opportunity, and I was really, really grateful, because it's something that I've always wanted. Never saw myself at nearly, you know, I'm only 27, and thought I'd probably be around about 40 by the time that, you know, I may have got to be a registered manager. And I'm absolutely grateful, and I absolutely love working here. It's an achievement for myself. I am studying my level 5, and it's no day is the same. Every day is different, and it's a massive achievement to get to here and have a great team behind me as well.
Yeah.
The carers that we've got on board are absolutely amazing. You know, they stick by each other. We work as a team, and we've got great reviews already on our homecare.co.uk website. All clients that we've got have gave us brilliant feedback with spot checks and reviews that I've done out in the field. Even though we have gone through a tough time with this pandemic of COVID-19, it's been amazing to see, you know, the support that we've all had, even from, you know, the Right at Home head office, support we've had from them, the updates with PPE that we've had to use, and the stock that we've been able to get hold of. It's just been, you know, it's been really good. It's been tough, but it's been good.
Yeah, so for you, I mean, you came in, and then within a space of like 3 or 4, well, not even that, 2 or 3 months, we suddenly had the pandemic come in, which changed the whole kind of goalposts. And so you've had to, you know, work in a really weird environment to build the company up, and also to, you know, stay in line with all of the guidance and that type of thing, whilst giving as much care as you can to the people that you support. Well, both the staff and you know, your clients. Yeah. So obviously, well, for people that don't know, Right at Home is all about looking after people in their homes, and that can be a real variety of things, I suppose. So you immediately think, oh, you know, the elderly, who maybe don't have people, or their family aren't close, or can't give them as much care as they want. But it's not just about the elderly. There's all sorts of different people you can help. Can you tell us a little bit more about them, Charley?
Yeah, so we you know, we don't just deal with the elderly. We have had clients that are much younger. We've well, the lowest at the moment we've got is a 45-year-old gentleman that we're helping with supporting. We've got dementia clients. We have people that come out of hospital that need, you know, care to kind of get back on their feet. We do respite care. It may well be that the family have been doing it for such a long time, and they're doing like night awake shifts, So it may be a bit of, it's the same as a bit of respite, but looking after them within a night call that they may need to help and support them going forward, for the family then to have a break. It really depends on the package that may come in, should I say, that we need to obviously help and provide with personal care, companionship, taking them out to the shops, maybe getting their shopping in, taking them to an appointment. It literally comes down to the minimal things that, to the cleaning, to help and support them, because, some clients aren't able to get up and, pick a hoover up anymore, unfortunately, even though they want to do it, but it's sometimes encouraging them to do it with us. The carers will encourage them to do as much as possible, to give them best quality of life, in the way that they should have.
Yeah. So presumably it doesn't have to be a long-term thing. It can be a package for a certain amount of time, or maybe people are going on holiday and they want somebody for a couple of weeks, but equally it can also be a permanent long-term care package as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. So we can have, we've had clients that just want a couple of weeks worth of respite, while someone has gone on holiday, but sometimes it can then turn into a full package that, we're going in, maybe not every single day, but every other day then, to help out towards, family and husbands and wives that need to maybe go still to work, or need a little bit of extra time to themselves to go out and do their own shopping. It makes it easier for them if they know that we're there to help and support them in their day-to-day lives.
So what about the impact of COVID then, in terms of, people went into lockdown and that's had its own issues in terms of PPE, but also people's mental health as well. Was that like a period of time where you kind of looked at how you had to change things as well and do things in a different way?
In some respects, yes. We were still quite small. When we got registered, we literally went into the pandemic straight away. So we only had a handful of clients, but we still had to make sure that, we had enough PPE ourselves to go in and provide the care and support for the clients. And it was also making sure that we were doing a risk assessment on each client before going into the property, to make sure that they were safe, if they may have any symptoms, going, for our safety, as well as their own clients and family members. So yeah, we did have to, sit back a few times and kind of, risk assess and make sure they've got the right paperwork in place to make sure that everybody would be safe. And the guidelines were all followed by myself and the care team, before that we could even think about even taking on new clients as well. For instance, we had a client that was in a care home, and I said she needed to be quarantined for another 14 days until I knew that her test come back negative before she was released out of her own home to come back, for our care team to come in, as she was a big package that we needed to take on as a double up. So it impacts you quite a lot, and especially as we've now heard that, more restrictions are going in, that we have got clients that are worrying, and they still feel that they're not safe with us going to complete a care call within their property, because they feel that they may still catch it even if we have all the PPE in the world to wear. So it is trying to reassure them, and make them feel safe, regarding it all, that we are still safe to care in the community. We are probably safer than residential nursing homes out in the community, more than being based in one place. And it is just about making sure that they understand that we are following all the guidelines that are in place, to make sure that everybody is safe at the end of the day.
I would say that being a caregiver is not for everybody, but it takes a lot of, I don't mean courage, but I've looked after my parents when they were ill, and because they're my parents, you're invested, you love them, you want to do it, but to then go in and do it with somebody you don't know, who equally needs everything you can give, initially, if you've never done that before, must be really an eye-opener and quite emotional and really tough for some people. So your caregivers obviously they get a lot of training, but they're also, you know, special people to start off with, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you've got to be in it to love it. It's not just a job, you know. We do something called a mum test that myself and Kurt, you know, when we're interviewing, whether it's via Zoom or when they're in, you know, in face-to-face interviews, we do something called a mum test, and we kind of think to ourselves, would we let you look after our mum, or, you know, grandparents and things, you know, could I leave my child with you? You know, it's that kind of thing that, you know, we look at. And it's been tough to find the right people, but when you have a great team on board, the service runs so smoothly, and they kind of encourage other people that, you know, if you love that kind of thing, you love looking after people and after their welfare, it's a job that you can love forever. I mean, you know, I've been doing it for 10 years now, and I don't know no different, you know, and I absolutely love what I do. I still love going out and doing the care with the clients. You know, I love going out and doing the reviews with them all, as well as doing what I have to do in the office. But you really have to, the thing is, if you come into training, and it's a long process, it's 5 days, you know, with myself, and that's sometimes where people kind of go, yes, it is for me, or sometimes it's like, I don't know if I can do this. And it's not until you've tried that you don't know if you can believe in yourself to go forward and be, you know, a carer in the community. So it's, as long as you believe in yourself and it's something that you have a passion for, it's an amazing job to get into. It really is.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you really are looking for people still to be caregivers.
Yeah.
Because I suppose at any one time you don't know whether or not you're going to have 5 inquiries tomorrow, and you need the people kind of in the waiting to be able to take people in.
Definitely. So we are still recruiting, we are still looking for caregivers. You know, there's no experience needed, you know, to be a carer. Our full training is provided via ourselves here. You know, like I say, you've got to be in it to love it. And I think if you've been a carer before in the community, because it's very different to being a residential nursing home, but when you've been one in the community and you know that's the kind of job that you love, you know, it's something that, you know, and I've said it to all of the team that I have here, it's a job that you can progress in. You can make your way up from a caregiver.
So with going back to the caregivers, in terms of availability, it doesn't have to be a full-time job. It can fit in around, you know, you can do nights, you can do certain days and hours, and that type of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, the most kind of common calls that you're going to get are early mornings, starting from around about 7. The most popular time is around about 8:30, 9:30. So they're the kind of times. During the day isn't as busy at the moment, but that can all change. And it's evenings again, you know, if you know, evening calls. I know it's sometimes a little bit harder for families that, you know, have got young ones, you know, that haven't got the support that can have someone look after the little ones to go out in an evening. But evening calls are starting to pick up a bit more as well for us. And yeah, like you say, night shifts is a new one that's coming on board with clients that we've got.
Okay, so very briefly then, what areas do you cover that you're looking for both clients and for caregivers, and how do people get in contact with you, Charley?
Okay, so we cover from Letchworth, Hitchin, Stevenage, Baldock, Nebworth, surrounding areas. And if anybody's interested, you know, clients or caregivers, is actually, you can give us a call, which is on 01462 559 159. Or you can go on the rightathome.co.uk website, which is under Stevenage, Letchworth and Hitchin. Or you can contact myself on my email address, which is charley.taylor@rightathomeuk.com.
Brilliant, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. I think, you know, what you do is amazing, and having had, you know, elderly parents who, as much as you want to spend all your time with them, you know, you can't, and to actually have people that you feel comfortable with and you know they're getting the right care when you're not there is, you know, just is amazing. So it's been lovely to talk to you, Charley. Thank you so
Louise.
much.
Thank you very much.